I say solid though.
You sound like my compa. Because my compa has a whole bunch of water bottles behind his...
Really gotta stay hydrated out here.
Yeah.
First of all, go Cardinals.
Go Cardinals. Damn. I want to move your car, but I don't want to be interrupted.
Release a new one, and all of a sudden, phones start acting up.
I know.
I've been hearing about that lately, actually.
Well, my house is going to be on the news tonight.
Gives me a reason to watch the news tonight.
I know, no shit. And funny enough, that news station is right next to my work too.
No way.
That neighborhood, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, so every time I go test drive a car,
you might be in there.
Yeah. I always swing by the neighborhood.
That's funny. All of a sudden, they're right next to your house. Holy shit. They're just getting closer.
I know, they're coming to me now.
Yeah.
They're probably like, we need to pay this guy a visit.
Seems kind of interesting. Only kind of.
So, what's your symptoms going on? Like it cuts off?
Yeah, like it kind of starts shaking a little bit, like as the car is going. It just happens randomly. It happened earlier today. Like I was just driving down St. Mary's, and then like it just starts like shaking a little bit. I let go of the gas, and then I step on it again, and then it's normal. But for like a few seconds, almost as if it were gonna like turn off.
So the car, I mean, the steering wheel doesn't vibrate, but you could feel the whole car shaking
like
around.
The whole car, like, so it's kind of subtle, but you can definitely feel it. Yeah, like it just happens randomly.
Do you recall when was the last time you did the spark plugs on it?
Ooh, no. That's how long it's been.
Yeah. We could start with that.
Yeah.
Just do the spark plugs. They're pretty cheap to do. I mean, further than that, there's something called coils that go on top. Like, you have your spark plugs, and on top of the spark plugs, you have like I'll show you once we're done test driving.
Okay.
But those are called the coil packs. Those are expensive. The spark plugs themselves are like $3-4 each one. But the coil packs, each one is like $80.
Oh, okay. And it requires 4 of them?
Yeah. Since yours is a 4-cylinder, you require 4. But for now, we could just,
start with the spark plugs.
Yeah, there's the cheapest way, and see if it fixes it. Because sometimes when you take off the spark plug, there's a little bit like a carbon buildup as time goes by.
Yeah.
Carbon starts to build up on the spark plug, and it can't create a perfect spark.
Oh, okay.
Which is perfectly normal. It's just due for maintenance. But worst case scenario, you might need coil packs. And I would like to say it's a fuel pump, but I mean, the car starts right up. It doesn't give you issues, right?
No, it starts right up.
Yeah.
No issues, no nothing.
This is where you did the accident, right?
Did you?
Was it here? At this intersection?
Wait, no, I never got rear-ended.
I thought you told me you did. When you had the accident with the car, like something like the front bumper or something?
No, that actually was with the town.
Oh.
Yeah, like, alright, so like I was traveling in that right lane. He was stopped in the left turning lane, which is like completely stopped. It was green, no cars were there. Like he could have gone, but he didn't. He was just completely stopped.
Yeah.
I'm going. I see him. I'm like, that's sketchy. Why isn't he going? But I'm whatever, because like I was in that lane right there. As I'm about to cross the intersection, he decides to go from this lane and turn right all the way. So like this happened like that. Like we just like hit each other like that.
Right.
And yeah, it knocked down my, it hit the fender, the bumper, the light.
Yeah.
So yeah, it just fucked up all that. But yeah.
I had in mind it was around this area.
No, it was down on the 6th Ave and 6th Street, like near downtown.
6 and 6.
Yeah, believe that. 6-6. Now, if it had happened at 6 p.m.
I know, I was about to say that. 666.
But it was like kind of late at night already. Worst part, I was completely sober.
Yeah. It probably happened at 6 miles an hour.
Maybe.
Hey.
And it would be 666. Damn. All makes sense now. It all makes sense. What do you think of the suspension?
I feel like the motor kind of, you could feel the vibration through the steering wheel, which you might need motor mounts. Makes the ride a lot more smoother.
Especially when I'm out on the freeway.
Yeah.
There's moments when it does shake. The steering wheel is shaking a little bit.
You might need some suspension components, in which I need to check out. That usually causes the steering wheel to vibrate, or tires could be the reason too. You just gotta check those out. But tires, it's pretty noticeable if you need tires. Like even at this speed, like at 40 miles an hour, you'll notice a little bit of vibration, or like kind of the car steering to a certain direction.
Okay. Yeah, I actually got tires this year.
Okay.
So
I'm sure that's
hopefully it's not bad.
Yeah.
Already.
I highly doubt it.
Assuming they're supposed to last a little more than that. Se está freseando, doesn't want to do it.
Alright, so these are your coil packs right here.
Oh, those right there?
Yeah. You might, if we change out your spark plugs,
Mm-hmm.
and that fixes the issue, that'll be fine. Usually, when you change out your spark plugs, you gotta change those out too.
Okay.
But just to save you some money, we could just start out cheap and just change them out.
So is it like a recommended thing though to like just change them out? Then that is.
Yeah. I would recommend it, but it's all up to you, to be honest.
Okay.
If you have the money laying around, then I would do it, but
If not, it's
yeah.
a good start with the spark plugs.
Exactly. Oh, my flashlight, before I forget. Yeah, you could use some motor mounts too, dude.
Yeah.
Cause shit. See that piece of metal right there?
Mm-hmm.
That one?
Yeah.
And then you see that. Hold it right here. You see this cushion right here?
Yeah.
You see the piece of metal?
Yeah.
Well, basically, when it starts to bottom out right here, you could feel that vibration. So when you hit bumps and whatever, and the car starts to cushion itself, it starts to bottom out, and you could feel that vibration and throughout the car. But I mean, you don't, like I said, it's stuff that you really don't need unless you're very picky with the comfort of the car.
Mm-hmm.
Then yeah, I would recommend it, but it's all up to you.
Motor mounts.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would change that drive belt too, because it's cracked.
Holy nice.
You see the crackings right there?
Yeah.
So the drive belt also.
Drive belt item.
I could text it to you. Yeah.
It's adding up.
Yeah. I mean, it's stuff we could just work out little by little.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's running right now, without a doubt, we don't really need to pay attention. But
No rush.
that drive belt, I do recommend doing it, because you don't want to get stranded like in the middle of nowhere, and it's just busting up and ripping apart.
Especially with these trips to Cali.
Yeah.
That I've been doing.
Suspension though, I could change that. Does that clunking sound? It seems like it's part of your struts. And with the mileage that you have, like 180,000 miles, you definitely need it.
Okay.
But like I said, nothing really to sweat about.
Yeah, the suspension want to.
I just never, to be honest with you, I never used that at all.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, other than that, I mean, it drives good.
That's not bad for the year that it is. A few little details here.
So many memories with this thing.
I know, right?
Brian crashing it with it.
Yeah.
4-way stop.
4-way stop right there. Oh man.
Getting a new set of keys.
Yeah.
Drunk memories.
I finally got the new key.
Oh, a spare one?
Yeah.
Because you were riding with just one, right?
Yeah. So I finally got a new one. This time I went to like the actual dealership.
Yeah.
To get it done there. Oh shit! You got a little stand?
Yeah.
Cheers. Cheers. Pretty nice afternoon.
Yeah. It's starting to cool off a little bit.
About time.
I was checking up the weather for next week.
Yeah.
And it's supposed to be like a couple days high 80s and a couple days low 90s.
I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, me too.
Looking forward to that. I feel like the summer already dragged on for way too long.
Not even then, like monsoon season, we didn't even get like a solid like rain action going on.
Like it only happened for a few days, but every time it rained, it was short.
Yeah.
Like it would leave right away.
Just for a couple hours and
Yeah.
see you.
Bad. Which was like the storm passing through, and it never truly like stayed. It's been getting worse.
Like global warming.
But hey, that's not real.
Leonardo DiCaprio says it's real.
He says it's real. It must be real.
Because he made that one shit.
Your car, Sam?
Yeah. Hey, Ethan, how's it going?
I actually have not seen your car.
Really? Yeah. So that's her right there.
Right now.
He's getting so big already.
Yeah.
That's fast.
He's almost 8 inches.
This guy. He just like blew past the dad, huh?
Yeah. Where did I leave my flashlight?
Right here.
Did I bring a screwdriver too?
I didn't see one.
Has me curious to know what the people are doing.
Right? That's true.
You think it's gonna be broadcasted tonight?
How did it have to go through editing and all that? It just didn't go too late, you know? I would imagine we'll have to have it played into do that a little bit earlier.
We'll see how that holds up.
Yeah. What should be that? Like, do you know what engine size it is? Colorado, like 4 different options came up. Just to make sure I'm getting the correct stuff.
But as soon as you put in that yours is the EX model, because the EX models have the alloy wheels and the sunroof.